thing. A couple.
Developing right now, new details are emerging about the mass shooting in Philadelphia's Kingsessing neighborhood that killed 5 people last night and left 2 children injured. City and police leaders just wrapped up a press conference within the hour. They revealed the suspect was firing an AR-15 style rifle aimlessly, they say, at people in their cars, including a mom who was driving her twin children.
What happened last night in our Kingsessing neighborhood was unimaginably disgusting and horrifying.
Now, while authorities did not identify the suspect, sources tell Action News the identity of the alleged shooter is 40-year-old Kim Brady Carricker. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm Shari Williams alongside Aliana Gomez. Brian and Sarah are off.
The big story on Action News is the latest on that mass shooting that unfolded just as families prepared to celebrate the 4th of July. Police say the gunman opened fire around 8:30 last night in the area of 56th Street and Chester Avenue. The crime scene spans several blocks. A 5th victim was found dead overnight inside a home.
Action News reporter Brianna Smith now joining us live from police headquarters. And Brianna, police are still trying to figure out if there is a motive behind this.
Yes, Shari, police believe the shooting was intentional, but as you just mentioned, they're trying to figure out why the suspect shot and killed 5 people and injured several others, including children. And as you can imagine, family members who lost a loved one are asking that same question, why?
You took my son. You took my baby.
Marie Merritt says it was hard to sleep Monday night knowing her youngest of 5 children will never return home.
It's like I feel him saying, why me, why me, why me? You know, I laid in the bed and I seen his face. He said, Mom, what happened?
22-year-old Lashad Merritt was one of the 5 victims who was shot and killed after 8:30 Monday night. Marie says he was just running to the store across from his house for a snack. Philadelphia police say Lashad was shot several times on Greenway Avenue, but the violence started on the 1600 block of South 56th Street. 4 other ages 15 to 59 were shot. One was found hours later in a nearby home. Police now believe he was the first victim. 2 boys ages 2 and 13 suffered gunshot wounds, while 2 other victims were injured from glass.
Such an act of violence is abhorrent and goes against everything we stand for in this community.
Police say the suspect is 40-year-old Kim Brady Carricker. They're reviewing this video believed to be him firing on South 56th Street near Independence Charter School West. Police say they chased after Carricker and he surrendered to officers on Fraser Street while wearing a ski mask, bulletproof vest, and had an AR-style rifle.
People scared, people on edges, and it's like the whole community is going to be affected by this.
Especially the survivors and loved ones like Marie, who will always wonder why her greatest gift was taken so soon.
You was my #1 prize, and he knows that. He knows that. And I miss him so much.
And Lashad's family will have a vigil to honor him tonight at 6. Meanwhile, police are investigating and trying to figure out if the suspect had any connection to the victims. Reporting outside police headquarters, Brianna Smith, Channel 6 Action News. Shari?
Okay, Brianna, thank you. Well, let's talk more about the identity of all 5 victims of the mass shooting in Kingsessing as they have now been released. The youngest is 15-year-old Dejan Brown. Also killed 22-year-old Lashad Merritt, 59-year-old Ralph Morales, 29-year-old Amir Stanton, and 31-year-old Joseph Wama Jr. Of course, we're working to learn more about these victims.
Natalie Haddad is standing by from the hospital where victims were taken. First, though, let's go live to Megan Mitchell, live at the police department. Megan, you were at the scene earlier. What can you tell us?
Yeah, we just have new updated numbers in for you. Good morning to you. So 8, now we know it was originally 8. 11 people have been shot in this neighborhood of Como here in Fort Worth. We now know that 3 people have died from their injuries, and it was a chaotic scene. Even when we were there 30 minutes ago, I mean, we could still hear those firecrackers going off, what sounded like gunshots or firecrackers. We couldn't even make it out at that point, but police were starting to take that crime scene tape down. At this hour, we know a number of things. As I mentioned, those updated numbers, but we also are aware of how this started. So that gunfire erupted just before midnight after what was supposed to be a celebration. Now, in the Como neighborhood, they have their annual party on July 3rd. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion. It's a long-standing tradition in this historic neighborhood. Fireworks were lighting up the night sky, and people were gathered for a barbecue. That quickly turned into panic as gunfire erupted. It was just a terrifying moment for folks as those shots rang out. People scrambled to safety, trying to get away. The situation became even more chaotic as medical professionals from MedStar were unable to even access the scene because of those crowds. Police had to then load up victims into their squad cars and get them away from the scene so that they could get those victims into an ambulance. Police say it was just chaotic.
A lot of vehicle traffic, a lot of foot traffic. As you can tell, still fireworks were being shot off. Lots of people just trying to flee the area from the multiple gunshots. So it was difficult for them to navigate quickly into the area.
Now, that motive is unknown right now. We're also not sure how many people are suspects in this case, if there were people perhaps firing at each other. Of course, that's all stuff that we're working to find out from Fort Worth police. What we do know, as I mentioned right now, is that 11 people were shot in the Como neighborhood overnight. 3 people have died. Of course, we'll keep you updated from our end when we get more information, but we also know that there were 8 victims that were taken to the hospital. Let's go now to our reporter, Natalie Haddad, who's at JPS. Natalie, what have you seen there?
Hi, Megan. We do not know how many of the overnight shooting victims have come here to JPS Hospital. We do not know their conditions, and we do not know if any of the victims brought here are among the 3 who died in those overnight shootings. Now, the scene here has significantly quieted down. Police are still here, but the crowd of people that were seemingly waiting for updates in the parking lot, there was many, finally left after several hours. Now, during those several hours, even while we were here, we got here around 3 a.m., we heard several rounds of rapid gunfire in the neighborhood this hospital is in. We were hoping it was fireworks, but Fort Worth PD did respond to a gunfire call nearby. The people here that were waiting in the parking lot were certainly aware of it, but still they stayed. Now, for many hours this morning, the scene was quite active. There were significantly more police. Cars were steadily coming in and out of the parking lot. There is still crime scene tape here on the property. Right outside the emergency room doors, there is a car that that investigators were taking pictures of and had the crime scene tape surrounded in. And as law enforcement came in and out of the emergency room, we saw them look into other cars parked in the parking lot. Now, again, we don't know how many of the overnight shooting victims are here at JPS Hospital. We do not know their conditions, and we also don't know if any of those brought here are among the 3 who died, but we will keep you posted right here on WFAA. Cleo, I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
Natalie, thank you. Still a lot of questions that need to be answered there.